Plaintiff Tashina Wallace says the defendant is her cousin, but they are not close because they live different lifestyles. Tashina claims the defendant is a mama's boy who likes to drink and party, and she's suing because she rented her apartment to the defendant and he moved out without paying rent. Defendant Taryn Green says the reason he and Tashina are so different is because he has goals and aspirations, and she's content living a simple lifestyle. Taryn admits that he and his mother are close, but says all she ever gave him was advice and love. Taryn insists he paid rent for the 6 months he lived in Tashina's apartment.
Start with you.
Well, first I want to say me and my cousin is not really close. To me, we live two different lifestyles. Like, he likes to drink and kind of I drink too. I'm not gonna say he, I'm not the one. But he lives a different lifestyle than me. Like, he parties more than me and all that. And I kind of think that sometimes he's irresponsible. That's the reason why we're here now. And he's kind of like a mama's boy. Like, his mom loves him, which she's supposed to, but she always comes to the rescue for her son.
Do you have any other brothers and sisters?
He has another brother.
Is he treated the same way? The other brothers spoiled as well?
Yes, she spoiled her two kids. They're her only two. Just for an example, he crashed his mother's car before. She did all the repairs for it, and he wasn't responsible. She took care of.
Was he working? He may not have had any money. Maybe he was going to school, doing
I'm not
right.
Sure. Yeah.
Just had an accident.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was, but she took care of the problem.
Now, tell me about you all's friendship or association growing up.
Well, actually, our mothers are really close.
Mm-hmm.
They're close, so me and him never really been close. But
how often would you see him?
Family occasion.
Same town?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, okay. What high schools did you go to? You can
to-
always tell something about folks when you ask their high school, because those are the formative years.
Yeah, I graduated in 2005 from Osborne High School.
Osborne,
Yep.
East Side.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You get kicked out of that one?
Not that one. I didn't make it to that one. They kicked me out the whole school district by then. Sir, let me get some background from you.
Like Tashina said, we do live two different lifestyles. I feel like Tashina's more comfortable with, the average mother and the simple job. And me and myself, I have more aspiration and goals to, do more with myself.
So you're doing more than her right now?
Right now, yes.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
As far as being a mother's boy, I mean, I do love my mother. My mother do love me. I really don't see nothing wrong with that, but nothing really came easy for me. I'm from Highland Park, Michigan. The only thing my mother was giving out was advice and love. Anything else I had to work for.
All right, so give me some other examples. If you've accused a man of being a mama's boy because his mother gives him everything and spoils him, and I haven't heard that. He says his mother hasn't given him anything but love and advice, and so you tell me what she's giving him to spoil him so much.
When me and his mother had conversation about the reason why we're here.
I don't want to hear about that yet. I want all these other examples that has convinced you that you can allege that this man is a mama's boy because he received all these things. What other things did he receive?
She wanted to take responsibility for this
okay, you
here.
want to keep talking about this. So your credibility is hurt. You haven't been able to give me one other example. So I'm going to conclude you've damaged your credibility today, and I hope you have some better proof of what you're suing him about. So let me hear from you on the lawsuit that we're here for.
Back in July of 2011, I was moving out of my apartment, and my cousin agreed to come and pay the rent of my apartment until my lease ended the end of February 2012. He did great the beginning of the 6 months, and the last 2 months he didn't pay. I feel he didn't pay because he's a chef and he had a better job lined up for him in New York. So he didn't pay the last 2 months of the rent because he was moving. I had got eviction letters in the mail. I got letters from the court, everything. And it's just like he just don't care about the situation.
Plaintiff Tashina Wallace says the defendant is her cousin, and she claims he's a mama's boy who likes to party.
Did you make it in New York?
I made it. I did a really good job.
All right, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. You can make it there, you can make it anywhere. and you can make your payments if you owe. If you owe. You tell me about this, sir.
Yes, I did do a verbal agreement for 6 months lease at Tashina's apartment, and I held up to that agreement. I was there for 6 months. I did let her know that I had to leave, and after I got in contact with her, I left. I just had to go.
And you were paid up?
I was paid up for the 6 months.
Why do you think she's suing you then? She's making this up, clearly, or she's imagining it?
No.
She's delusional?
No.
Where's she getting this from, you believe?
I think there were 2 months that was left after I left to go.
So you
to
weren't
New York.
paid up?
Your Honor, this was quite a while ago. This was 5 years ago.
So you don't know whether you were paid up?
From
Even
July,
though you just mentioned there were 2 months that weren't paid.
From July to December, I was paid up.
How's your cooking?
My cooking, my cooking is great.
Okay,
I
'cause
consider
adding and
myself to be the best.
subtracting is not your thing. He's admitting to 2 months. So is that what you're suing him for?
That's
2
exactly
months
what I'm
worth?
suing about,
All
yes.
right. And what else did you have to give me?
I'm gonna have text
just for
message.
easy reading.
When he said he didn't pay, I have text messages to prove that he was still in my apartment at the end of February of 2012. And I let him know that I talked to the leasing people and they told me that the bailiff will be out. And that's why he was charged an extra month, because he was still there at the beginning of March.
Okay, and your emotional distress
My
is for
emotional
what?
distress is because it's like I tried to move in a bigger townhouse. I have an 8-year-old and I have a 2-year-old.
Where? You don't want to tell your boyfriends where you live.
I'm only with one person. I'm only
What
with one person.
townhouse? I'm just kidding. You know,
I stay
know
in the new center
everything in
area.
the area.
I stay in a new center area.
Okay,
Yeah,
they're
I
really
stay over there.
rebuilding that. That's
Yeah,
nice.
I know, and I really don't want to move.
Those are
from over there.
6-figure
Yeah,
places.
it's
You
really
got
nice.
some money. If
No,
you
I
living
got no
over
money.
there.
No,
Yes,
no.
you do.
They're actually income based. I don't have any money.
No, you can't live over there without some real income.
And-
So I don't care how income based. That means
Yeah.
income that's high.
So I
Go
basically,
ahead.
So I have been trying to, move, and I went and applied for an apartment, and she called me back 2 months ago, like a month and a half, and said you can't move because you have something on your record from the apartment that he stayed
Your credit is ruined.
Yes, my credit is ruined, and my witness here, she was there.
Certainly that's something that would cause you emotional distress if
And
your
then-
credit is
And then
ruined.
it was maybe 2 weeks ago, a guy got killed right near me, like really 1 minute away, if that. I'm just ready to move. It's time
You're
to.
in one of the nicest
Yes.
areas that is being renovated, redeveloping downtown
Yes, they fixing it up.
and midtown.
Yes.
They're still leaving the poor people behind,
Yeah.
though. The communities, the
Yeah.
neighborhoods, they're leaving them behind. So
Yeah.
we hope that they'll get to that soon.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I guess your credit would be ruined. You have any evidence of that, or you like for me to assume that is the case based
Yeah,
on?
she just called me. My witness was actually.
Come on up,
with me.
ma'am. But how do I know you didn't know already? When it happened, you should have known that, okay, he hasn't paid, so I better do something because otherwise the creditors are going to
Yeah.
hurt me.
Yeah.
You didn't think to assume that? And you couldn't pay if they did? If it did hurt your credit, nothing you can do, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm going to assume that her credit was ruined, sir. You have any evidence that her credit was not hurt by you leaving her stuck with a $1,700 bill?
I did her a favor by moving in there. She wanted to end her lease early, and she picked me to move in. She could have chosen.
Get on back to New York with that. $2,793. He owes you that money. Have a good day.
I hope nothing came between me and my cousin. He know I love him. We have never been close, but I just needed my money. It was time for me to move, and it's holding me back.
And we can go back to being cousins, family. The love is still there.
Thank you.
And let's get back to Detroit.